It looks like Red Wave, we've got normal start screen with a wooden sword available, but unfortunately, 0 extra candles.
And we've also got, it looks like, non-shuffled enemies on the overworld.
Yes, indeedy.
But we do have shuffled caves.
I'm sure both players are happy to see that. It does get kind of boring sometimes when you end up having a non-shuffled overworld.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a secret to everybody. We do have shuffled secret values, but that text shows us that we might either just have normal or deceptive hints.
Hopefully both players will see that and recognize that at this point, given how many races we're in.
What a find. The early bombs for Caracar are going to be a super advantage here.
It also means that he can check the southwest corner of Hyrule and then never have to go back there if he doesn't want to.
Indeed.
It's starting to look like we have 0 HP enemies, based on those blue levers going down in one hit on TGE side. And look at the value of that large secret.
Whoa! 142. The answer to the universe plus 100. You cannot complain too much about that.
Unless we're in pure second quest where that's the only large secret, I don't think money's going to be an issue for either player.
Absolutely not. And finding the arrow and cheap bait shot over at the Blue Ring Armo spot is Caracarn, so more than enough money to purchase everything with just one of those secrets.
And what's nice is we already have a route divergence.
Yes, indeed. And yes, actually, the Armos are shuffled 7-8 because that is not the normal location for that staircase. It is normally in the middle, so you are correct, and that Armos are indeed shuffled. And there is a level 3 at level 3, rather the building structure, so this is either first or mixed quest, definitely not second.
When in doubt, always assume mixed until proven otherwise.
Absolutely. Hey, we have got mixed quest.
Nice.
That is the spot to tell you if you've got mixed quest, because it never seems to bomb. So yes, mixed quest.
is going to find a medium secret up over by Vanilla Letter Cave.
183 rupees already. Unfortunately, it did not run into that bomb shop that Caracarn did, which is giving him a tad bit more exploration, but tons and tons of money.
And it looks like we have 19 rupees as the door repair.
And so super cheap. And big secrets all around, so this should not be a problem for these players to gather as much money as needed. I don't think we've seen a large shield yet either, so we still possibly have Boomstick in play. We'll have to see what happens if that shows up.
It might also depend on if we have already seen the rare shop or not, because we've already seen 3 different shop types, so
indeed,
you could still be looking for that rare shop.
Ooh, power bracelet. Nice find and mixed quest, as you could have up to 7 locations where that could hide something of use, so not a bad thing to find.
And with Caracarn finding that blue ring shop on the coast, we now know that either the bomb shop is the rare shop or we're in a boomstick situation.
I'm going to take a quick guess, say this is level 6 and we have got normal dungeons. Or it could be 4. Could be 4, but it doesn't look like we've got shuffled pallets.
I'm gonna think that this is, well, 4 with a bunch of bomb walls, if it's not shapes.
It could still be 6 also, but without a bomb, it's very difficult to tell. We'll see if he can get a bomb drop here. And he does!
He's gonna go ahead and go back in. White sword on the coast.
Ooh, so we do have a shuffled white sword.
And we are confirmed 0, well,
this is level
maybe
4.
We're confirmed 0 HP?
Yeah, definitely, well, we haven't confirmed, but it can be inferred. Is he going to take a stab? Yep, not 0 HP bosses.
And this is level 4.
Most definitely.
And
Triforce in their room there.
So it looks like we have cross-dungeon room shuffling going on.
Caracarn finding the same dungeon.
So if the dungeon palettes are not swapped, the way to tell between like level 4 and 6, 5 and 7 and all that is the color of the water.
Yes, one has got water and the other has got blood.
Yes. We find a bomb upgrade, which is its standard price and amount. Still a good pickup.
Yeah, no hesitation. Haven't seen a book, and again, you've got to find the wand for it to matter. So, really good pickup early on in the seed like this, getting your bomb upgrade.
Also, note that Caracarn is right now 10 rupees short of being able to pick that up.
Yes, he is. We'll see if he manages to find enough rupees as he goes through here.
It looks like we might not have dungeon drops shuffled because that map was looking like it was in the tea room.
Yes, and the Triforce itself was in the regular Triforce room as well. So looks like we've ran into the Chevy room there on TGE side as well. And these traps not being very nice.
Well, at least it's not traps in the island room. That's just terrible.
Yes, unfortunately, our players dealing with that earlier today and had to get through to get a ladder. And indeed, we do have got randomized rooms, as you had said earlier.
And recorder in level 4.
Another nice pickup early, so that means the power bracelet and the recorder both for Greenleaf. Means he's got access to pretty much every spot on the overworld, which reduces a lot of his backtracking. And a quick Triforce pickup at 7 minutes for TGE, putting him just a little bit ahead of Caracarn here, who is also in the same dungeon.
Now, given Caracarn's current rupee amount, will he decide to, instead of up an A once he gets the item, go back and get that bomb upgrade?
It's a curious question, because you got to remember they both need to buy a candle or find the red candle. So, if you're, in my mind, while the bomb upgrade is nice, I suppose you could just stance into TGE, opting to not get a potion or a heart. Quite interesting, as it being 0 HP.
Yeah, he might actually hold off on that until he's closer to going into 9 to get a potion then. Because it's so close to 4, he can just whistle to it. Or if whistle to new dungeons is not on, you can whistle straight there by going to vanilla 2.
It's an interesting question, 7-8. I mean, it could be just in case the white sword item is something that's needed. He has easy access to hearts, but I think for right now he wants to hold on to beam sword. With 0 HP enemies, that's not a bad idea. Unless, of course, you get shot in the knee with an arrow and lose your beam sword.
Yeah, that's never a fun fate.
So Caracarn picking up his Triforce as well, and has also got the recorder. Both these guys still need a candle to open up full exploration, but again, with the secrets being all above what they normally are, it should not be too difficult to do that. And to note, Caracarn did not get the bomb upgrade.
Although it's starting to look like the candle shop might be in the rare shop.
Yeah, that is true, possibly along with the book, because we have not seen a large shield yet, I don't think. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not Boomstick is in fact on.
Caracarn decides to go ahead and pick the heart up, giving him 5 and an 83% chance to pick up that white sword item.
Which we know is not the white sword, cool. So it could in fact hold something important. We'll see if that comes back to bite TGE if he hasn't been picking up hearts.
I personally would like it to be something like the ladder.
Yeah, and opting to not get the meat or the arrows. So maybe he's saving for the blue ring. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe he's anticipating a boomstick. We'll have to see.
He could also just be holding off until he finds a candle shop.
That is also true. And level 9 find by Caracarn at the 30 secret bomb location that's east of the normal heart there. So nice find by him.
Looks like the take any roads are not going to be shuffled in this seed.
Which can be nice. It gets you to, Death Mountain and some other places on the overworld quickly, but at the same time, it diminishes the value of the power bracelet just a little bit.
But let's also keep in mind that level 9 is one screen south of a warp, and it's in a very convenient place just in general.
Yes, very much so. Meanwhile, TG heading over to check out. It looks like the rest of the caves near the start he did not check, and then we'll see what he chooses to do after that. Still looking for that candle. I think we do or have confirmed rather that it is the rare shop, so they're gonna have to figure out where that is at. And it could be in any open cave or a bomb cave, so lots of options with Mixed Quest.
The only hesitation I have on saying for certain that it's the rare shop is we also haven't yet seen a second bomb shop. So there's the potential that the bomb shop is the rare shop if we're in a non-boomstick situation.
That is true. But they still haven't seen one, so they've got to find it.
TGE opting to skip a second bonus cave. And it definitely looks like he's just wanting to hold on to Beam Sword.
And Z-Man saying boomstick not unconfirmed. I don't know if we're getting deceptive hints or not.
Looks like TGE opted to go ahead and buy both the meat and the arrows there. And we do not have Whistle to New Dungeon, so he can check this raft spot and find mags.
And Magical Sword, not great, obviously, but very cool trick to save him the raft trip there. So if that had been something important, that would have been pretty cool. I don't think either of them are going to get enough hearts for the Magical Sword, but still cool nonetheless.
Z-Man, there's actually 3 possible shield shops. There's the really cheap one, the middle price, and the expensive one. And I'm pretty sure we have not seen the expensive one yet.
Ooh, got your wish, kind of. The White Sword Cave is, in fact, the boomerang, and it is 6 hearts to grab. So we'll see if TGE goes and gets hearts just to pick that up.
This is officially the best White Sword item I've ever seen. We find a candle shop and no boomstick.
Okay, no boomstick, but a candle for Caracarn kind of gives him a little bit of an advantage here. That is actually a pretty big pickup, and it's in a very odd spot too. We'll see how long it takes TGE to get up there.
And that can also be the rare shop, given that it was in an open or bombable cave. Nope, never mind. We find one under a candle shop. The bomb shop is the rare shop.
However, that may be the only accessible shop that doesn't require a candle, so that may be the only location for you to actually purchase one to begin with.
Now, this is also not factoring in TGE could find a red candle at some point.
Which would be, in fact, very nice. And a dungeon underneath the lake, and it appears to be level 2.
This is definitely the dungeon you want to find early.
With a raft. Ah!
Well, we now are at a... Well, that confirms we're now at a 1 in however many open spots are left chance that we could have raft block.
Ooh, and the other bomb upgrade. Holy cow, nice.
That's definitely going to help TGE out in places such as 9 and maybe even 7.
Yeah, I mean, 14 minutes in, having a 16 bomb complement is fantastic.
Absolutely. And it looks like we have found level 7 over on Candle Row. Early staircase. Let's see where it goes to.
You can always hope it's the item, but it never is. Ha! I
never the item.
It!
And it's the ladder.
And it's the ladder. What a find. Very nice early find.
I'd really like the Triforce to be through this locked door just to have the easiest 7 possible.
Yeah,
unfortunately not.
Well, there's a compass.
Close enough.
Yeah, I just up A and get the heck out of here. Go get that Triforce and be done. That's a nice find. Make this a super quick 7.
TGE is holding onto this 3 hearts. And it looks like we have randomized boss HP.
Yeah, randomized boss HP for sure, because we know that the Gleeok did not die in 1 hit.
That is correct. TGE is going to grab the Triforce in 2 and be on his way.
We've also got shuffled enemies through levels as well, as their Dark Nuts are not normally the inhabitants of level 7. This Triforce still playing hard to get. We'll see if he can get over to it.
We'll just have to get rid of these Dark Nuts. Now, what would be interesting is if we actually have a magical staircase where you have to come in from the right side.
That's what I was thinking. But it does look like you can access it from here.
Looks like we've got a lot of whistle spots opening up, making that recorder even more valuable.
Yeah, the early level 2 find is always nice. Obviously, you want it to contain a better item than a raft, but it's definitely nice to see that recorder paying dividends early. And the heart location not playing good in hide and seek, as it's in its normal Quest 2 location.
And it's starting to look like TGE is just going to hold on the 3 hearts. Keep that beam sword going.
Again, not a bad strategy with
no, not at all.
HP enemies. With the shuffled boss hit points, it could end up being a factor if there's a Gleeok or something like that that blocks the way, but until that happens, there's no reason to think otherwise.
Well, even then, I imagine if TGE is able to find something like the wand, he's more than capable of taking a Gleeok out with the wand. And even Woodsword. Looks like Kara's going to check Forgotten Cave. No? No, he's not. Oh, he's out of bombs. That's interesting.
Ooh, and we find level 8. And an early compass, which is nice.
And an early dig
Not
dogger.
sure about that bomb. Oh, it does get him, okay.
It did. Wow, very generous
no.
HP on the dig doggers.
Well, it's got 0, those are 0 HP because they are counted as normal enemies, but it does look like he is ladder blocked unless there's a staircase, which there is not, so he is not going to be able to go anywhere in level 8. Meanwhile, key pickup for Caracarn over here in level 5, so really finding all the goods right now.
So I think at this point it's going to come down to how long will it take TGE to find that ladder.
He's got to find a candle first is the problem.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't found the candle shop yet.
Yeah, he's got to find the candle, find a candle first before he can even get to level 7. And does find, I believe, what is level 3 here.
No, this is level 5, based on the starting position in the palette.
Level 5, okay. It was marked as level 3, I was confused. So it does find the key as well, which will be super nice. The question is going to be whether or not he's able to complete the dungeon without a ladder. If he has to backtrack, that's going to be really bad.
Well, we'll see on Caracarn's side-ish, because he just took a ladder spot. And hey, we have the Dark Nuts as links.
Link nuts.
So that's one of the things that can happen when you play as one of Ganon's minions, is whatever sprite you're playing as, Link will replace that sprite as the enemy.
Looks like there might be a staircase that's accessible that will take you to the rest of the dungeon, so possibly TGA might be able to avoid the ladder block here, as Caracarn did go up through this river room that TG is in right now to access the rooms that he did. But again, maybe not with the river room there, so we'll have to see.
Looks like he can get around it.
That is good news for him.
Now, something that I think is going to come into play later on down the road in the seed is going to be the bomb counts.
Yeah, I mean, 16 bombs for TGE is a big deal. We're not dealing with shapes, but even vanilla level 9 can cause some havoc with bomb walls, with the way sometimes that is configured. So you were right, that could end up being a big factor later on.
There's also if level 8 has some nice bomb trolling going on too. We know 7 won't just because 7 was nice and short. Well, yeah, it was short.
It depends on which way you go. The downside could be is if TGE decides that he wants to head right first and finds the Triforce and then doesn't bother to look for the item, which a lot of people will not do in vanilla level 7 as it is a large dungeon and usually is poorly configured, and you can run into ladder blocks, so that is a possibility as well. Oh no, and but a ladder block.
Maybe?
Oh, maybe not.
No, I don't think this is a ladder block. I think this is the useless moat room. Maybe?
Or a diamond room, maybe? I don't know.
By the way, if blackout is turned on, folks, this is what you see in the dungeons.
Actually, you don't. You don't even see this much because you will not see the doors.
Oh, wow.
You will not see what kind of door type it is. You will not see if you open a bomb wall. You basically see nothing. And Triforce for Caracarn as TGE takes an unfortunate death.
There's a couple people in chat saying that the dark room that he was in was the NSU room.
Oh, that would make sense.
Caracarn's going to go into level 8 here, and let's see if he can... Well, he can go a little bit deeper than TGE did just because of that candle. Not candle, ladder. Well, sort of through the candle, but,
Interesting that we have another dungeon with a recorder ladder block, just as we did earlier today.
Now, I do think TGE is going to look for or rather find the item in 7, because what I've noticed is the general way you'd want to do 7, if it's non-shapes, is you just go across each row, making sure that you check them, and then go ahead and just keep going. So you start at the bottom, then do the next row, keep going up until you reach the top, or find the Triforce.
Yeah, I mean, we hope that, obviously, because if you miss the ladder, that's a big deal in this kind of a seed where, it's obviously needed.
Oh, yeah. But it was also, what, 1 room from the start?
It was, I think, 3 rooms from the start, but not very far at all.
No, he should definitely find it. Especially depending on how late he finds it, and he knows he's ladder blocked.
Yeah, unfortunately, the later that he goes without the ladder, I think is going to cost him a lot of time, as Caracarn's able to explore these dungeons much faster than he is, but he does find the Triforce in 5 and is not too far behind right now.
No, it's just that candle ladder issue right now is what's holding him here. He's going to find a bonus cave. Takes nothing.
It does. I think we've confirmed at this point that we've got normal hints and that they are not shuffled between dungeons either.
That looks to be the case.
So best case scenario right now for TGE is one that he either finds a candle shop via bombing in Death Mountain or finds level 1 perhaps with a red candle or something of that nature, because he does absolutely need to get a candle quickly. And I'm sure even though it's only 24 minutes in, it's got to be weighing on his mind at this point.
The book is in level 8.
So definitely confirmed doubly that we do not have a boomstick, and definitely an item that neither of these players want to grab, as it does not go boom.
Now, there is something else that could work in TGE's favor, albeit it's very slight. We would need to have Silver's and Red Ring shuffled out of 9, and then Silver's deep in 6, and Kara skips the item in 6.
Well, that is a possibility. We gotta hope that TG doesn't take a death here too. Unfortunately, Lionel's do lots of damage, and he does not have very many hearts.
No, he doesn't. It's a very high risk, high reward strategy, it seems.
Yeah, it works great when you have full hearts, but otherwise it's pretty mediocre.
TGE finding out that the secret is in the tree at the dead end.
Pay me and I'll talk. I mean, you could be 7-8. I mean, the red ring would be nice. He's definitely got close to enough money to buy the blue ring, and he's already bought bait, and he's already bought arrows, and he's already got both bomb upgrades. So has no issue buying a blue ring at this point. And the bloomer being the second item at 8 means it's completely worthless.
Now that could be good for TGE if he decides not to look for the items in 8. He just goes for the Triforce and gets out. Would catch him up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'll depend on what other dungeons he's explored and what items he has at that point, and finds the 142 with 200 plus rupees. But at this point, he can go buy that blue ring a couple of rather screens over, but does opt to not do that.
He's still thinking about that candle, though.
That's true. You're right. He does still need a candle. I keep forgetting that.
I'm wanting him to find level 1 or 3 and have the red candle be in there. Well, here's 3.
Level 3. Yeah, all those bombs paying dividends. He's able to clear the entirety of Death Mountain, which takes a substantial amount of bombs and mixed quests. So a little bit of an advantage for him there, as Caracarn has only got 3 right now.
You know, there's another advantage that he's got in that he's already purchased the meat. And if we run into a bait block, he'll be able to just walk on through.
Very much so. There's a secret in the tip of the nose.
Unfortunately not, Sir Via. Not to this time. Caracarn's up to 8 hearts, so he is within range to get mags, but I don't know if he'll go for it or if he even knows where it is.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an advantage if a boss needs to be killed or for Ganon himself, but again, it's unless you've got 12 hearts, it's probably not worth the time to ever backtrack unless it's on your way somewhere, just because it just doesn't have so as much value with the 0 HP enemies.
Exactly.
TG gets the map, knows that he's in fact in level 3.
Caracarn picks up the white sword, which I don't blame him. It was on his way, among other reasons.
TG looking for this item. This could be it right here.
If this is the red candle, that's going to be very good for him.
Denied.
The double block.
The Triforce.
He's probably going to take this and just go back in.
But yeah, good choice with it being all the way at the top and just having the right side to explore. So yeah, I think
he doesn't necessarily know he's looking for a corridor staircase, which could be good, could be bad, depending on your position on the matter.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the best find for him right now is probably a candle. He will make his way to the waterfall eventually, but just being able to have that so he can start burning bushes, because the ladder is, needed obviously to complete level 8 for the very minimum. And it looks like we've got a level 1 to find over here on Caracarn's side.
So this could be good for Kara. If the red candle's in here, and this was behind a burn spot, I didn't quite catch where it was.
I did not either. We're getting information that it's at the Forest 100 secret.
Which means it is candle blocked.
Yeah, so we gotta hope for a
the
red
TGE
candle
needs
right here.
this to be the red candle.
Boom!
That is very good news for him.
He doesn't know it yet, but that is easily the best find for him.
Oh, yeah. What's that? I'm guessing, no, he's not going to go buy a blue ring now?
It's too much backtracking. I don't think he's going to take the time. But wow. I mean, that is... Wow. Just such an important find. Yeah. He just doesn't realize it. And he's right up here by level 7.
He's in much better shape than had he not found that. We have a wand at level 1.
Oh, and we have got level 6 located as well up here on Death Mountain. So, again, these bombs paying dividends here for TGE.
Yes, indeed. Now, will he dig for the item in here? That's the question.
Well, we still need the bow, and obviously it could still be in level 1, but I think we've seen the item everywhere else but level 6, which would mean that it would have to be the bow.
That, and he's also looking for the ladder, so naturally he's probably just going to search for that too.
Yeah, and unfortunately that staircase there is early in the dungeon because 6 has the ability to be ladder blocked due to these rooms going up the spine, and the wizards are going to be a problem with 3 hearts, simply because they do lots of damage. So while a beam sword is nice, it can be difficult to navigate some of these rooms.
Well, if we can keep the beam sword, it's a little bit easier to navigate than without it.
No, did we ever see the second item in 1? I don't think we did.
I don't recall seeing it either.
It'd be interesting to see if CaracarnVi heads back in for that or not.
Given what he knows...
Okay, he is.
Yeah, he's going to go back. He's still looking for Bo. Everyone's still looking for Bo.
TGE with some fancy feet maneuvering there. Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. Thank you, sir. So helpful.
Much help.
And unfortunately gets bodied by an orange wizrobe as he walks through the door and takes a beam from a blue wizrobe. And it's the heart container in 1, which means the bow is in 6.
And that confirms Silver's rendering in 9.
It does confirm, yes.
And now that we know where all of the items are, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick item recap for anyone who may have just joined. Level 1 had the wand and the heart container. Level 2 had the raft. Level 3 had the red candle. Level 4 had the recorder. Level 5 had the magical key. Level 6 has the bow by process of elimination. Level 7 has the all-important ladder. Level 8 contains the book and the blue boomerang, leaving the 2 items in level 9 to be the silver arrows and the red ring, because the latter item on the coast was the white sword, the Armos item was the power bracelet, and the white sword item was Lord Banana.
Indeed, and TGE deciding, I'm tired of dying, and picks up a heart container here, so kind of an odd choice to now pick up a heart container, but does up himself to 4 hearts here.
Yep.
And
I
to dig the
don't foresee him really going back to get the other hearts out of the bonus games.
I don't either.
He may go back to pick up a potion, but that's about all I could see. And one of them is right next to 9.
We'll see if he can get to the item here without being ladder blocked. It seems like he's avoided most of the ladder rooms that will block him from being able to get to places.
Also remember that we have cross-dungeon rooms shuffled, so...
That is also true.
Like this, he may find a maze room, and that could replace a ladder block. Find the letter up over on that river cave.
TG not having any luck finding this item. Hopefully it's not the last room like the red candle in level 3.
Caracarn gets the lovely hint to meet the old man at the grave. It's starting to look like a full clear 6.
Yeah, and Caracarn going to find levels 3 and 6 here fairly quickly, I would assume. So, you know, the advantage that TG has is slowly dwindling down as he's got to find 7 and 1 still. And yeah, it looks like pretty much a full clear 6 here in order to find the item, unfortunately.
Well, also remember that Caracarn just ran out of bombs.
Bombs have
so he may have to do a little farming.
So... And there's the item room, blast room.
This wouldn't be a seed without that twice.
And he does get the D. And I'm sure he's happy to see that. Obviously, looking for the ladder, but finding the bow is a pretty good second prize.
Yes. Especially given that you don't know if Ganon's required yet or not.
So he's found everything he needs other than the ladder, and he hasn't found one, hasn't explored 8, and we'll have 7 left. So hopefully, again, he finds 7 and takes the correct path to find the ladder, in which case he can just, for the most part, make the gamble that the silvers are a 9 if they're even needed, and just, go with Triforce and Go mode.
He might grab the wand out of 1 if it's on his way, but I don't see him digging 1. Looks like he's going to go check the Death Mountain arrow.
Yeah, the best thing that TGE could run into at this point is another blue ring shop with all the money that he has. That'll give him the equivalency of 8 hearts, which will be nice.
Well, we do know that there's a blue ring shop on the coast right south of level 1.
Yes, but does he remember that? That's the question.
Probably not unless he marked it. Now, the other question is going to be how long will it take Kara to find level 6, and will he have bombs by the time he gets to that point?
Yeah, I mean, again, the 2 bomb upgrades paying dividends for TGE here has allowed him to clear Death Mountain without ever really needing to get a bomb drop, and it's back up to 15 bombs. So clearing through these dungeons will be quick. Caracar does find level 3, and obviously the item he's looking for is not going to be there. He's wanting the bow at this point. Is going to take the Triforce and probably just head on out. I believe it was Caracarn that made the bow gamble before and won a match out of it, so I wouldn't see him shy away from it.
Yeah, but you've also got to consider how small level 3 is. How much time would it really take to go back and just check?
I don't know. Pan earlier today only had to go down 2 rooms to get to the bow and left it, and then it would have worked out for him and he found Zelda fast enough, so... I don't know, it's all up to your frame of mind and what you're feeling at the time, I guess.
Well, I know that I've had it where he found the candle shop. I know I've had it where every time I've gambled on Ganon not being required, it's come back to bite me very hard, so I just don't.
Oh, he doesn't even check. Denying his own brethren.
Well, he figures he's at 4 hearts. He probably just isn't going to pick it up.
So he
also, apparently, this new TGE picks up blue boomerangs, too. As evidenced by his first race.
Apparently. So we should be able to see him find level 7 here fairly quickly with the route that he's taking, which is good for him. That'll be the first dungeon that he finds, which means he won't hopefully need to dig 1 or 8 for items.
Well, it looks like he's going to take the long way up the whole of Candle Rail. Which, not really a bad idea, actually.
But the question, JSR, is if you would legally be able to use said sword if you do that in a swordless seed. I would say no.
Caracarn is once again out of bombs. And knowing that the bomb shop is the rare shop, he's going to have to farm some bombs up. But he does purchase the blue ring.
Yeah, nice pickup for him. That's a good pickup with the number of hearts that he has. But we'll need to get a bomb drop here. Unfortunately not going to fight anything up here, but, he doesn't know that.
TGE has found level 7.
And he's going to run right into the ladder if he keeps going this direction, which is fantastic. In fact, this is the ladder.
That's right here.
Yeah, so he should be in go mode at this point. There's nothing other than maybe silver arrows that he would need to think about. And again, you just assume that they're in level 9 at this point.
Oh, Caracarn is both out of bombs and out of money.
Ooh,
so he can't even buy the cheap bomb. TGE is going to find a nice early compass, should have a quick 7, and be on his merry way.
Yeah, then just has to find 1, which shouldn't take him too long, as it is over in the forest, and that should be about the next area that he heads to. And then he does.
And I think given what he's checked so far, it's basically the last place he has left to go.
And that's what happens when you get a late candle, unfortunately.
Although he might think Deadwoods.
Possibly, but your routing's going to take you up towards the desert, so it makes more sense to go over to the forest, I think.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Gara's going to find level 2.
Yeah, good news for him is just going to have to find bombs and get up there to find level 6. And then again, he's in the same position here, and he's already checked level 8. It has basically got to know at this point that the bow has to be in level 6 with having just found the raft here in level 2. So the question will be is if he takes the time to dig it or not. Like I said, he has made that gamble before, but knowing for sure that the bow is in 6 kind of puts you a little bit more on the, at least for me, would tilt me towards the side to explore to find it.
Yeah. Now, I see TGE potentially digging 1 because he also hasn't seen either item at 8 yet. So I could see him digging 1, but I think he'll gamble on 8.
Yeah, I mean, 1's super quick to check. 8, obviously, not so much. So I agree. I think he'll check at least one of the items in level 1. And then, he will definitely pass level 8 and just try for 9.
I'll be right back.
So Caracarn picking up his Triforce here in level 2 leaves him just with level 6, which he needs to locate up on Death Mountain. And we will see how long it takes for him to locate that. We have to assume that he's going to head probably back towards the western portion of Death Mountain first. So it might take him just a little bit longer to find that level 6. Meanwhile, TGE is going to make his route around the northeast portion of the level of the overworld here, as he has not bombed yet. So maybe going to take him a little bit longer to find level 1 than before. But will actually locate level 9, which he had not found, which is the second to last dungeon he needs to locate.
All right, now I'm back.
Welcome back.
So Caracarn does now have his bombs. That's good.
Yeah, and unfortunately, TGE running into a bunch of door repairs here is going to diminish his ability to pick up a blue ring. Hopefully, he will run into one more secret on the way here, but 4 Harding level 9, even at 0 HP, is not one of the things that I would like to do.
Yeah, I've even done 7 Heart 9 and 0 HP enemies and bosses and Ganon, and it was still tough.
Yeah, it just depends on your rooms. And unfortunately, again, if you don't have a 0 HP Ganon, even if you're super proficient at stun locking and such, he can be in a very odd pattern. And depending on what side of the room that you have to enter in on, it can cause a lot of problems obtaining that stun lock.
Or if he's shuffled out of his room and you have something like a Chevy room.
Oh, that's always fun. And that's the second confirmed candle shop underneath the bush, so I'm pretty sure that the Waterfall Lake area was the only place you could actually purchase one.
That is correct, because it looks like the candle shop is the shop that there's only 3 of in Hyrule. TGE is about to find level 1. No magical sword for Caracarn just yet. Colin, he's been avoiding heart containers to keep his beam sword. Until now. When he realized Wizard of Hug's hurt.
It'll be interesting to see what he does. I'm going to bet that at the very least he's going to go pick up a potion from one of those take any locations, probably at the level 2 spot, just to have that for level 9. Meanwhile, Caracarn bombing the wrong place, but should be going to the correct location of level 6 here fairly shortly, right as TGE locates a level 1. So still has to go back to level 8. So kind of the advantage on time here to Caracarn, depending on what he chooses to do in level 6.
I'd say advantage on time to Caracarn, advantage on bombs to TGE. And if Caracarn has a lot of bomb issues at 9, that could easily swing momentum.
Yeah, we'll see what he chooses to do here. Again, at this point, you have to narrow it down that, at least for him, because he's checked both items in 8, that in fact the bow is in level 6. So we'll see if he decides to make that same gamble that he did before and, gamble on Ganon not being required.
That's always an interesting gamble to have to make. Because if you know where the bow is, I imagine it's a little bit easier. But if it's like, oh, I got to dig between 7 and 8 to find the bow, do you really want to gamble on that? And then if you're wrong, have to dig through 2 dungeons potentially.
Indeed. Or as I'm going to start calling it the GG.
The GG?
The GG, the Ganon gamble.
Nice. I like it.
Because either way, it's pretty much good game.
It's like somebody took the saver metrics that Laws mentions and took it to the nth degree.
Pretty much. I kind of based it off of my Saver Theorems page on my randomizer that I had done there, so yeah, pretty much. TGE definitely changing strats here, JSR. I think wanted beam swords for the early dungeons, and at this point realizing he's going to go into level 9 and most likely have whiz robes, wants to have some additional hearts just in case you have to actually kill Ganon.
Yeah. Or worse, have to kill whiz robes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Depending on how the HP set up, if you have 13 HP blue whiz robes and a 0 HP Ganon, you'd rather kill Ganon.
Oh, for sure. And it's been an overwhelmingly positive chance that whiz robes are in 9 with the statistics. So just one of those things where you have to assume that it's going to be whiz robes. And both items for TGE here. He's just looking for the Triforce and then gonna head on out.
Bow and 6 for CaracarnVi.
Yeah, so at this point, I would definitely say advantage CaracarnVi. He's going to find this Triforce pretty quick and be on his way to 9. So we'll see how level 9 treats him and what exactly we're looking at as far as the layout and things required.
So I think TGE's best play at this point is going to be to just go in go mode in 8 and just ignore both items. Even though he knows it's a 50% chance of Silver's being in 9 regardless of the flag shuffle, it's a gamble I think I'd make at this point.
For sure. And I mean, you're 48 minutes in, and you've got to be feeling good, but at the same time, the ladder get for Caracarn early has made quite a bit of difference because of the backtracking that TG's had to do. So again, we'll keep an eye on the bomb situation and how that works out, but definite advantage right now for Caracarn.
Interesting that he's opting to work to 6 and to take it instead of go straight to 2. Not quite sure which of the 2 is faster.
It's probably about the same. I think we'll see a whistle of 5 here for TGE, or actually to 6 since we have original dungeons, and that'll take him right by level 8.
Yep.
So the question is going to be how long it takes to find the Triforce in level 8. It was buried a little bit deep, I believe, so we'll see exactly what kind of time frame we're looking at here. It's about 48 minutes when Caracarn entered level 9. Oh, and the silvers right away. What a kick in the teeth.
This is looking so far like it's going to be a quick 9, but we're only 3 rooms in.
Yeah, I mean, early silver arrows is nice for sure, but never an indicator of too much. But at that point, it removes one of the advantages that TGE would have as far as gaining time back on Caracarn.
Yeah. Looks like we do have whiz robes in 9 as expected.
Staircase not taking TG where he wants to go. It definitely looks like he is making haste for that Triforce right now. And he's going to check the item here. I can't say that I blame him. There is, again, that possibility that it's silver arrows.
So now it's just going to come down to how quickly can Caracarn clear out 9.
Do we have the third commentator?
Looks like TGE is closing in on the level 8. Triforce.
Yeah, he should be getting this really quick, and will make his way to level 9 again. So this is anybody's game because generally you're going to go up. He'll run right into those silver arrows. So
Yeah.
should not be a problem there. So the question will be what kind of path he takes that might deviate from Caracarn.
He may decide to clear out a room that has a staircase that Caracarn didn't, and Zelda could be right there. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we've had Zelda 5 rooms up and Zelda's 3 room up in previous couple of seeds very recently, so anything is possible.
And it looks like TGE is going to go probably pick up a potion from this take any cave.
Yeah, probably the quickest way to do it, and then just scroll back over and take the any roads.
Yeah.
And Caracarn
taking a death in 9.
Keep in mind that TGE does not have a ring, so he has 6 hearts and no ring. Or wait, he's white. He might have a ring.
I don't know.
Or maybe he's just brown, light. I'm not sure. Either way, he doesn't have very many hearts, but he's going to pick one up here. Why not? You whistle to the location.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, 5, maybe 10 seconds to pick that up? One for one of us. Oh, that's my roommate doing dishes. Somehow, I'm not surprised.
So TGE about 4 minutes behind Caracarn going into level 9. Hopefully checks the staircase as it does contain the silvers he is looking for.
I think he will, given that he's still looking for them. He'll check every staircase until he finds them, which will be right here.
Yeah, so a 4-minute advantage for Caracarn here, but we will just have to see what happens. Whoever runs into Ganon first. There is also the white sword advantage and the blue ring advantage for Caracarn, which could make a pretty large difference come to Ganon. And we do have a compass kit. We will see if we can access Zelda's room or not. It looks like she's in her room. Oh, don't die!
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness, this is right. TGE's right in the right spot too.
You know, I didn't even see the compass pickup on Caracarn's side just because I was...
Oh, he's just to the right of Zelda. He just doesn't know it.
Unless it's a required Ganon.
Yeah, but either way, you'd be able to tell. Oh my goodness, so close.
Let's see. He can go north here. Do we have a shutter? It's a locked door, but there's an extra room.
Oh, it's not required!
Nope. That's going to be the end of this race. Zelda in her traditional room. Caracarn will be the winner, and Fires have extra HP.
Oh man, that is so unfortunate. TGE was so close. The extra time just paid off for Caracarn here. And they'll finish up with an official time of 53:43. Man, Zelda has just not been trapped by Ganon. She's just lazy lately. As we do find a Ganon by TGE here, and he's going to give it a shot. Ooh,
Hyrule Driver.
And Zelda just being lazy lately. I mean, it's just a fire. Use your dress, put it out, and walk out of the dungeon.
Well, she didn't. Well, she probably didn't have a key.
She's got a crown. She can make a pick. I mean, come on.
But again, this is the same Zelda that in Ocarina of Time magically made door bars open. So I mean,
you've got resources. If you really want to get out, you'll find a way.
Yeah.
So unfortunate death there by TGE. I'm sure he's going to head back over and check. And little does he know, all he needs to do is just
go to the left there
and go up. if he'll just go left and go up, he's there, but he's going to go try to kill Ganon.
Yep. Although, I think if I was in this situation, I'd actually probably do the same thing, not having the compass.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if you know where he is and it's quick like that, then sure.
Yeah.
Just super unfortunate that TG did not get a candle till later, and I think that's really what cost him, as he wasn't able to get that ladder as early, and it did cost him some time. 0 HP, Hyrule drivers into him, but does the 0 HP kill?
Oh, man.
Is that a Dark Nut driver? I'm not quite sure. I mean, Ganon was down, and he ran into him.
I am calling that I didn't experience the Hyrule driver enough the first time. I'm going to go experience it again.
Yeah. Oh, man, super unfortunate for TG. He literally had the chance. He had it. If he had just gone left earlier, instead of taking a staircase when he had gotten blocked, he would have been able to probably win this just by a little bit. Oh, so close.
That might be something to keep in mind is when you're in 9 and you know or you feel like you're close, do you do things that people wouldn't expect you to do because you know your opponent's going to take the normal route?
I do that sometimes. If I feel like I'm behind going into level 9, and, I'll go left instead of going up, which is what everybody does. Just sometimes because you get lucky. It's just one of those weird things. But we do have a Caracarn in our chat. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
It was a close race.
Yeah, I can't believe I dug for all of the items and then I didn't need them. That was silly. Bow was the last thing I found outside of 9.
And here he is. He's going to find it.
Yep.
So close. TG had the opportunity to possibly beat you had he just gone left, but he chose to take staircases like you did. And unfortunately, his big downfall was he did not get a candle until he found 3, which was very late into the seed. So he did not have that early ladder like you did.
Oh, yeah.
And GD to TG finishes up with an official time of 57:17, which is actually just a little bit less than the time that you had advanced into level 9. You had about a 4-minute lead going into 9, so slightly faster level 9 by TG, but just not quite enough.
Yeah, I fortunately found the compass. It kind of threw me off. I was like, there's only one way into Zelda's room. And as I said, it probably means that that Ganon's force. But then I forgot that if Zelda's in her usual room, then there's always only going to be one entrance.
Yep, always from the south or north, depending on which way you want to look at it.
But yeah, you'll advance onto the 2-in-1 group, which guarantees you to be into the play-in race, no matter what happens in your next race. So quite a few chances for you to make the next round. So congratulations on that. Unfortunately, TGE going to fall into the 1 and 2 bracket, which means it's kind of do or die for him on his next one. But he is a very competent player, and I have no doubt that he has the ability to make that 2 and 2 group.
I think I spent too much time killing stuff in this seed that I didn't need to. I mean, is really with dungeon items or rather dungeon drops unshuffled. I mean, and especially once I got the magic key, there's really no reason to kill anything. I got way too many heart containers. I didn't need that many heart containers, and it really just run for the Triforce in the staircase rooms.
Yeah, TG opted to not actually pick up a heart container until I believe it was level 6. When he finally picked up his 4th heart container after taking a couple of deaths to Wizrobes, but did opt to keep the 3 hearts just so he would have a beam sword for the early dungeons, which is something that we see a lot of people do. He ended with 7, but he also had the advantage of the blue ring and the white sword, which he did not have. Now, it turns out that the white sword was irrelevant as Ganon did not have any hit points, but had that been the case, you would have had a pretty large advantage there as well.
Did either of us find Ganon? I'm guessing no.
He did.
He did.
Actually, yeah, he took a staircase. The one, it was actually directly to the east of Zelda. It went right to the east of where Ganon was on the far west side of the dungeon.
Yeah, it spat out into a Patra room. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, of course you know, of course he found Ganon, because how do you know he had 0 HP?
Yeah, unfortunately, it took a Hyrule driver the first time he was in there, and then used a potion, hit Ganon, and then ran into him before shooting him with the arrow. So luckily, he used the potion, or he would have died again. But again, obviously turned out to not be required. And again, Zelda not hiding too well, and being pretty lazy lately. As I think the last 3 races I've commentated, she's not been locked in her room.
Yeah, if you're wondering why, I took a staircase and then went back, it's because, I heard the Patra still in the staircase, and I was like, wait, is that Patra or Ganon? So I went back and killed the Patra and then checked this to see if I heard the sound. And no, it was just the Patra I was still hearing in the staircase. So yeah.
Patras are weird. They tend to mask useful things and just hide maps.
Yeah, and with the early silver arrows, it definitely would make sense to check for Ganon just in case he is required. There's no reason to run by him if you hear him.
Yeah, fortunately I remember that the compass is in a black room. So I killed those, because like I said, I usually would just skip, not kill anything, but I was definitely looking for that room to get the compass.
Well, I don't think we're going to have a TGE for an interview, but again, good game to him and you as well, Caracarn. Moving on to the 2-1 group here. Again, making sure that you are in that play-in race at the very minimum. Yep. So, makes it a little bit less of pressure on you to advance in this tournament. Even though I think that race is going to be pretty stacked, but you have multiple opportunities, whereas TGA it's do or die for him, and then he still has to win the play-in race.
Yep.
Yeah, this third stage, I think as a whole, is just going to flip the tournament again, like the second round did.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's pretty much matched up against someone who's really close to their skill range. And I think every single match, regardless of anybody's record, is going to be a good race. So I'm looking forward to watching and commentating a lot of these races coming up this week. But for me, I need to head out. I thank JamEvil for taking the time to restream these late like he always does. And to both of Caracarn and TGE for racing. Be sure to shoot them a follow, and Isolated999, shoot him a follow as well, my co-commentator. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah,
have a good night. Is that a wild TGE that appeared?
That might be.
Oh, just as I said you weren't going to show up.
I had some guests in the room, so I was doing my race with the rest of my Tabletop Friday group, so...
And shit them a follow, yes.
Nice.
Oh, so that's what they do in the mornings now.
TG, you had a chance. There was about a 25-second window where if you had gone left and gone up, you would have had a chance to win.
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to 9s, I never go left until I'm told otherwise. So I'm going to go up and then take stairs in that situation, so...
Well, you still had to go up.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go straight up and then follow accordingly. No, my biggest thing in this seed was I was too married to 3 hearts.
Maybe. And the fact that you didn't get a candle till super late, which blocked you from finding the ladder.
Right,
Yeah.
but to be fair, the ladder didn't stop me from doing anything. I had to go back to 8, and that took me all of, 3 minutes? So the ladder really didn't stop me from doing too much.
See, I was kind of you kept 3 hearts. My problem was I felt like I got too many heart container. I ended up having 11 hearts, and I probably wasted way too much time killing enemies that I didn't need to. With the non-shuffled dungeon drop rooms, there wasn't really any reason to kill anything most of the time.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
I'm
there
kinda
really
surprised.
wasn't.
I'm kind of surprised. We had a TGE race and no banana was picked up.
I found it, but at the time I found
to.
it, I wanted to too, but at the time I found it, I'm like, I am way too far into this to even bother right now.
It was 6 hearts.
Yeah, it was 6 hearts.
Good idea.
I couldn't have even picked it up when I found
I
it.
found it at 5 hearts. As I went there, I found it, and then I left, and I was like, it's 0 HP enemies, I might as well pick it up. And then I couldn't get it because I only had 5 hearts.
Well, now the fun part is for me. I'm in the win end for my tournament life next round. That should be fun.
Yeah, the do or die, and then you have to win the play-on race as well. So
Yeah, but let's
got
go.
your work cut
Yeah,
out for you.
let's go. Let's go. One race at a time. And I just at this point, I just want my 4th round pairing just to continue the complete murderers row of people I've had to deal with: Vonky, Genos, and Caracarn. Yeah, let's just go round 4. I don't know. Let's see who's going to be in the 1 and 2. Let's see. Oh, Unos or JSR? There's a good one. I'll take one of them.
Yeah, that is true. One of those two is going to be in the 1 and 2 group. That's crazy.
So let's see. There's also the potential.
Or you could get Dig Shake or Fred.
No, Fred's 2-0. Fred will not.
Fred
be.
is 2-0. Or
Yeah.
you could get Dig Shake.
Let's see. You could get Saver or Matrick.
Oh yeah, or Drone, or if that's the case too, because he's in the 1-1. Yeah, let's just do the complete murderers row.
Or Jinko. Yeah, we'll stack it on you, my friend. It's you against all 6, and if you can't beat all 6 of them, you just don't advance at all.
But if you do beat all 6 of them, you get a bye in the first week, right?
I think with that one I have to. However, I would like to point out that I am 0-2 in seeds where I do not pick up a banana.
This is why you should pick bananas up.
Small sample size.
It's a statistically important sample size, though, because there's only 4 races in the first round.
And I would like to specifically point out that I actually legitimately mean the wooden boomerang, because in my first seed, I got the magical boomerang and I won. I specifically mean the wooden boomerang when I say that.
Yes.
All right, well, it was a blast. Very good game, Kara. I'm happy it was, as close as it was. But now I'm going to go do something even more torturous than this. I'm going to go do my first Zelda 3 randomizer, and I've never done this before. Wish me luck.
Nice. Good luck, sir. You will definitely need it.
I'll see you in about 6 hours.
Oh, boy. Been messing around with that a little bit, too.
I just beat Link to the Past the first time, like, a few weeks ago, so I pretty much know nothing about speedrunning it. And definitely not randomizer. Like, I probably would have trouble even playing it, finishing it casually again, let alone speedrunning it.
The only thing I know is that you can do a thing where the game thinks you have flippers by moving on a frame.
Yeah, I've seen that. And you can also kill Ganon without silver arrows, apparently. Which
that's new.
was surprised about.
Please tell me it involves the lantern.
I'm not sure how it works. Like, I think it involves the charged sword.
Maybe one of the torches.
Anyway,
that's Zelda 3. This is Zelda 1.
Yeah.
I think we're going to wrap it up here. And as JamEvil taps the wrap it up box. And again, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. we will have some more races tomorrow. I believe the first one is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern between Mr. Amazing Ampharos and Zogman. Zogman, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so if I butchered it, I apologize. That'll be at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and then at 11 p.m. Eastern, we've got RC Drone versus Raikou Rider. Restreams to be determined. So we'll pay attention to the schedule to figure out what's going on there. And it's, you know, the high possibility of other races being scheduled as well, as I think we've only got like 9 or 10 of the 22 races scheduled so far. So make sure that you pay attention to that schedule.
You're right, it's 9, including the ones that are done.
Yeah, so we've got a lot to go. So make sure, again, that you pay attention to what's going on there. Again, I've been Adaginos. I'm out. Have a good night.
Good night.
This is Isolated 999. I'm also out. Hopefully you all have a good night. Enjoy the races tomorrow. And some witty closing statement.